Hi, my name is Julie Greene. My hair's a mess because I haven't showered for days. I kinda don't care. And, I kinda lost track of how many days it's been. Anyway, I was in the hospital because I have anorexia. And, I tried to starve myself to death, and whether it was a suicide attempt or anorexia, who cares really? I did it because I thought nobody cared about me, nobody gave a shit about me, and I made that statement loud and clear. Anyway, when I got to the hospital, it was like I would tell my story to people, and sometimes they kind of like have tears in their eyes when I told them, because I said my family didn't give a shit about me and stuff, but it wasn't long before their tune changed. They decided I was a dangerous mental patient. They started abusing me. Anyway, I got the hell out of there. Because I'm not a dangerous mental patient. I'm not. And, I've been traumatized real bad. So, anyway, they put sitters on me, which I didn't need. And, I just can't stop thinking about it, about how bad the abuse was, and how badly they treated me. And I get out of there, and they'd taken away the medication that I take for binge eating, which is the only reason I ever needed medication. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. They tried to force me to take antipsychotics. I told them, they said, oh, it'll make you eat more. I said, this is going to make me binge eat. So I get out of there, Jesus. The nutritionists, they're telling me, Julie, you're already eating plenty. I said, yeah, I don't need their antipsychotics, man. They said, yeah, you don't need their antipsychotics, you're eating plenty. Crap, I don't believe in taking antipsychotics for anorexia. It's wrong, So, anyway, it's so wrong. But anyway, I got out of there, and I've been binge eating since I got home, and I've been sick to my stomach continuously. I got stage 3 kidney disease because I starved myself, basically. And I had diarrhea all the time, and really bad electrolyte imbalance. Calling your doctor is kind of a nightmare. It's something I don't like to do. A week ago, I called my doctor and I said, hey, I got such bad cramping in my hands and my feet. It's so painful that I've been screaming aloud. I can't lie down. I haven't slept for 3 days because every time I lie down, the hand cramps and the foot cramps get so bad that I scream out loud in pain. I sat down on the toilet one day. This was Thursday. I sat down on the toilet and just to pee, and all of a sudden my foot cramps up so bad. I start to scream. I get up. I'm still peeing, and I pee all over the toilet. Oh man. So it's getting ridiculous. I say to myself, I gotta call the doctor. I get a secretary. My doctor doesn't have voicemail. So the secretary says, oh, I'll get a nurse to call you back. I never got a freaking call back. Story of my life, call a doctor? Why? Why? You either gonna get sectioned, or you're gonna get ignored. So tonight I can't sleep. My former shrink used to say, hey, you're manic. I'm not manic. I'm nauseous out of my mind. feeling the constant feeling like I'm gonna have diarrhea, man, but I don't. It never comes. So I'm like constantly feeling like I'm about to have diarrhea all night long. It's like 5 in the morning. I had that feeling all night long, like constantly. And finally it went away. The feeling went away. I said, okay, I'm gonna get to sleep now. But I didn't, because all I could think about was the abuse. And I thought about that first sitter they put on me. Her name was Marie. This was at Mount Auburn Hospital. She was so mean. And I was so weak I couldn't even cry. I was so weak I couldn't even stand up. And this lady, Marie, she was a sitter. All she did was yell at me. She pushed me and shoved me. I went and sat down on the toilet. She criticized the way I sat on the toilet. I'll never forget that. She criticized the way I sat on the toilet. She yelled at me more, bossed me around, shoved me some more. I was alone in the room with that sitter. Alone in the room with the sitter. She grabbed the remote control out of my hand because she wanted to watch the TV. The speaker of the TV blasted into my ear as I lay in the bed, which I couldn't get up from bed, basically. You know, I had an IV in my arm. I couldn't walk without assistance because I was too weak to cry, too weak to call out. I could barely see where the call bell was to call the nurse. Marie would yell at me. For the whole shift, she yelled at me, bossed me around, watched TV, controlled the TV. I didn't want that TV on. I said, is my life going to be like this from now on? Because they were threatening to send me to a psych unit afterwards. I didn't know what to do. And all I could think of, I just play out the stories of the abuse, and I ask myself, why did this happen? Why did this happen? And why does no one believe me that it ever happened? Why does everyone think I'm delusional and making this up? Because I can still see Marie's face. I kept saying to myself, are they going to send Marie again? Are they going to send Marie again? But they never did. Are they going to send someone abusive again, or is she going to be nice? I never knew. It was always a mystery. When are they going to take the sitters away? Why do I have sitters in the first place? Am I ever going to have my freedom again? I just didn't know. You know, I come out. Life is still hell. You know, because I'm so sick from the binge eating. I don't know what's going to happen with no one believing me. I think the answer is to get together. You know, the answer isn't to take, you don't take a pill for abuse. You don't take a pill to get rid of abuse. You get together, you organize, you find other people that have been through similar experiences. You talk about it. You get together, you organize, and you stop the damn abusers. You stop them from doing it to other people. Because this is dehumanizing. This is no way to treat someone who didn't even do anything wrong. I'm not a criminal, man. I'm not a criminal. Thank you.